What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Paradigm back again with another banger. Before you jump into today's fuck these intros, bro. You know what the title of the video is. You know I'm in the middle of my stream. You know I hate interrupting myself. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. Just keep telling people to do that. Come to Twitch. It's live here, and you can take your little suggestions in the comment section that you be having and bring them live, and then we could cover it live, and then you can interject your fucking opinions live, and then you can shape my takeaways live instead of you sitting there trying to comment about the shit that's live. Like, fucking subscribe, losers. Are you Twisters, brother? I could go, fuck it, we're doing it live. I could go fast if you want. We're covering everything related to the popular topic of the fucking.
Joining me now.
We're absolutely. This is exactly why. Edit this part out live. That's what I'm saying. So with the stream deck, I'll be able to do that shit. Like when I make a mistake, I'll just cut really quickly to a thing, and then be like, have like the sad music and the zoom in. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, next on the list, like type shit. Like oh my god. When I get this shit set up, yo, y'all gonna think this shit. Y'all gonna literally think you're watching polished YouTube videos the entirety of the time until I go like and do something in live time. Like it's gonna be so good. Anyway, for my YouTube audience, we're here covering everything about the abortion topic from the right wing because we spent a lot of time on stream covering it from the left wing and other side's perspective. We've been arguing certain parts, we've been agreeing with certain parts, and now I am finally listening to the takes of those people who are perpetuating the common conservative talking points that you might see on Twitter, Facebook, social media. You might hear from your friend out the back of his fucking van as he tries to escape the city for yet again another child support payment.
Because she's correct that more minority people. Definition from Jen Psaki and what it means to suffer has this become another word for saying to be born? Because she's correct.
Yes, to be born is to suffer in this fucking world. To be born is to suffer, and it's like millions of women say, I'm afraid I won't be able to get an abortion. And do you know what these people who made this rule said? You're overthinking it. We do not want to ban abortion. So what do you want to do? We just don't want to make abortion legal in our states. Well, we didn't ban abortion outright. We said any woman who wants one has to get one before 6 weeks. Now we're saying that the moment the sperm meets the egg, that's a baby and you can't get an abortion. So if you're a man and you hit her with that 45 hit, sick, you auto chain. No, you got to hit her with the lightning screw uppercut. Immediately crit the uterus. If you don't go with the lightning screw uppercut, if you're not going with that inside of your toolkit, your available moves, you're going into the fight with a disadvantage. It gives you plus 25 stamina. It gives you automatic first turn. Plus, you might even get a fucking delirious miss. Second of all, after that lightning screw uppercut, you have to you got to auto chain into a sick, like 45 hit combo. Like if you don't get the 45 hit, you're not going to get S plus rank style. And if you don't get S plus rank style, the baby gonna live. And like we're trying to avoid that. Remember that. We want the full combo because if your execution's not on point, the opponent will live outside of that combo and then boom, and you're getting the swing back. You're getting V triggered into V skill 2, and then it's clipped for you. You're getting hit with Ultra 2. Like you're boxed out. He's hitting you from both sides. Then you got to guess the 50-50. Up, baby's born. It's clipped for you.
That more minority people will be born, given the fact that 79% of Planned Parenthood clinics are in minority neighborhoods, and given the fact that the Planned Parenthood founder, Margaret Sanger, was a notorious racist, notorious eugenicist who didn't want black people to be able to populate. And by the way, she was tremendously successful. You know, you look at the statistics and you understand that you have a population-sized black women that represents just 7% of the population in America that account for over 40% of all of the abortions. If it wasn't for Planned Parenthood, if it wasn't for the abortion industry, the black population would be virtually double today. Over 19 million black babies have been aborted since the 1973 decision. Definition from Jen Psaki and what it means to suffer has this become another word for saying to be born?
Currently, about 1/3 of all abortions are obtained by white women and 37% obtained by black women. Latinas comprise a smaller proportion of the women who have abortions, and the rest are obtained by Asians, Pacific Islanders, Native Americans, and women of mixed race. See chart. So she was wrong? Hold on.
Because she's correct that more minority people will be born, given the fact that 79% of Planned Parenthood clinics are in minority neighborhoods, and given.
Well, that can be easily explained by the fact that the odds of somebody in a she's against abortion by Planned Parenthood because Parenthood is disturbing. I was about to get on you for a second because I was like, you said Candace is agreeing with me, but yeah, now I see what you're talking about. Yo, what the fuck is happening?
The Planned Parenthood founder, Margaret Sanger, was a notorious racist, notorious eugenicist
Parenthood is
who didn't want black people to be able to
facts.
populate. And by the way, she was tremendously successful. You know, you look at the statistics and you understand that you have a population size, black women, that represents just 7% of the population in America, that account for over 40% of all of the abortions.
Okay. So let's get more than 90% of abortions are done early in pregnancy before week 13. More than half of the abortions were called medication abortions because they're already parents, which debunks the narrative that it's mostly teenagers who aren't really. You've been speaking of abortion projects about the rate of circuit says, all right, so broken condoms, missed pills, travel, missed appointments. We talk about sexual assault, all kinds of genetic or maternal indications. I saw a patient who had 4 kids. She was in her good looks. Oh, they got a whole thing on this. Politicians argue for abortion largely because they do not want to spend necessary money to feed, clothe, and educate more people. Here, arguments for inconvenience and economic savings take precedence of arguments like psychiatrists, soldiers, who makes the child go mental and emotional scar. But who of us is complete? If incompleteness was the criteria for taking life, we'd all be dead. If you can justify abortion on the basis of emotional incompetence, then your logic also leads you to killing other forms of incompleteness, Brian, criminalness, and old age. Here's the problem with this question. Here's the immediate problem with the premise. I get where this argument could be made, and I'm not going to ignore this argument because there's a lot of history that could form the thesis on very few think about the cause of abortion other than the constant price to get one, yet the numbers demonstrate that the price we pay in population equivalent to the 70 that have been aborted. 73 largest cities for see, here's the thing. 55 million abortions, like 55 million abortions represent a huge loss in consumer demand. If those babies had been born, our fast-paced economy would still be going strong. You see, like, where I'm going? Give me some time to read on this because this wasn't part of the segment. But this is all under the assumption that this is under the assumption that you believe that babies are babies once fertilization occurs. That's here's my problem with when the broken clock is right twice a week or twice a day. Is that even if I were to agree with this point, and this is why I have a problem having conversations with people who I agree with, is because then I got to take a step forward after that and say, okay, so what point would you make after that? If I could agree with you that there is this underlying concept of keeping black people from being see, then the problem becomes, then why do you not like immigration? And then it's like, then why don't you build more things around healthcare, et cetera, this and that. And it's like, it's going to start making me ask the questions that say the things that you propose, or the things that you propose is how we should run the country are not the things that would help people be confident in having children. So we could agree here, but your methodology is leading you to my point and it won't get you any further. So I can't go with your methodology because I don't want to go in that direction with you, that person, or Candace in that regard. So for like getting that idea challenged, it's like, yeah, I could agree with that with all the, like I said, like I could understand conservatives lie even all the time, even they say facts. You were rolling the overall takes. Yes. Yeah, because like shoes, like, see, my opinion is that I don't care. Like I want all women to have access to abortion. I just want that. Like I don't like everything that spirals from that is something that I can work within a framework to figure out, like socially, economically, mentally, the social political, the political science of that humanities experiment, if we're gonna like try to put some scientific layman terms on top of it. My problem is that like I don't view abortion as a negative in any regard. Like I wouldn't go as far as to, as what just was said on that report, I wouldn't go as far as to be like, if we had those babies, like if we had those babies, then the labor force would be at a better position. Like it's like, you, why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? And you see, like, as I start spiraling down, it's like, I can agree with that point the same way I could agree that I understand black people have a hesitancy towards vaccines because of all the experiments in the history of how science has been used to target the black population. That is a fine point. But now you're also talking about adrenochrome and babies, and it's like, now you're losing me. You see how I'm like, you see how I'm like, and that's why when people bring up challenging thoughts to me, like I can agree with where that sentiment comes from, but then it's like using those unborn kids as statistics for like the economy. Like we don't, if there are less people and the wealth is that thinly spread out, maybe we should inject 55 more million people into it. Like there's okay, that's going a little too far off the, I'm trying to make this a decent YouTube video. You know what? The discussion is good to have. That's just where my like, that's
Malcolm.
Oh, I did the whole thing. We got the whole thing now.
There were these people who did this broadcast and convinced everyone that aliens were landing. So what we do is we wait for Reese to fall asleep. Then we flash some lights outside his window. And we go to the TV, but we'll have made a tape.
Dewey, you're totally overthinking this.
Reese! Aliens landed down the street.
Every man for himself!
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you? Yes, it is the longest follower alert, and it also is only set to come up. It's only come up 1% of the time. I changed all the lengths of how like frequent things come up. I did it all by time. So like some things are even at like 50%. Some will only show up 10% of the time. I have 2 that will only show up given one specific type of follower follows. And it's based on how long they've been a Twitch user. Well, that's the algorithm favorite anyway. Exactly. Then we got another mic. Somebody else hit that follow button while you here, and so we can find out if it's gonna do it. Watch me get the mic, and I'll be like, I thought you deleted that paradigm, and I'm like, I did. Anyway, to continue on our discussion today, for those of you who are still watching on YouTube, abortion is religion for the far left. Hawley.
On the judiciary and an attack on the rule of law. It's leveraging the mob to short circuit our democratic institutions.
Is he for real? Is he dead ass? This is like one of those pot kettle black things, right? Like just straight up, like, is he serious? Using the mob to intimidate the
Is an attempt to intimidate Supreme Court justices into reversing course.
How?
So what does it mean to leak a draft Supreme Court decision?
And this is like, I already discussed this a long time ago, but like, don't nobody give a fuck about a fucking leak, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Did your plans to fuck over the country get ahead of, like, get out before you were able to, like, you know, blindside people with that? Oh, I'm so fucking sorry.
Well, of course, it's an attack on the judiciary and an attack on the rule of law. It's leveraging the mob to short circuit our democratic institutions.
January 6th, January 6th, January 6th. I feel like if I say it enough times, the ghost of like the January 6th people will show up and be like, yeah, that was me.
Is an attempt to intimidate Supreme Court justices into reversing course. Are we for that? Well, Congresswoman Pramila Payapal just tweeted this, quote, "The purpose of our Supreme Court is to uphold freedom and respect precedent, not to take away a fundamental freedom for women to make choices about our bodies and futures." And then she's an expert on the Constitution, apparently. Then she called on people to, quote, take to the streets. In other words, to commit violence, to intimidate the Supreme Court into doing.
How the fuck is protesting intimidation? Bro, this is a dangerous, like, this is straight up Nazi white supremacist propaganda that's just airing on television. And look at me covering it. Look like it. Oh my fucking God, bro. He just said, guys, take to the streets. Let them know you want abortion to be legal. You fucking guys. I'll fucking kill you, you fucking guys. How dare you protest on my street? I'll have you fucking shot in the head. Like I said, if you work a job, if you're at a job where you can make decisions for millions, hundreds of millions of people, and it's a lifetime appointment, I need to know your masturbation schedule. I need to know what type of underwear you buy. I need to know when you go to pee. I need to know, can you astral project? Can you lucid dream? What's the word? I need to know.
What she wants. Not in this country. Sorry. Senator Josh Hawley understands exactly what's going on here. He clerked on the Supreme Court for John Roberts, and we're happy to have him join us tonight. Senator, thanks so much for coming on. So you have a sitting member of Congress threatening Supreme Court justices with a mob. If
that didn't happen, your own work. Okay, I feel gaslit. Now, you might say that this is something that can be talked about over and over again until death do us part, and it's not going to change the fact that Tucker Carlson going to keep on pushing, right? It's like black people started protesting over police brutality, and we just were like, hit them with the China ban. Hit him with the China ban. Like, fuck your dissension. You said it didn't happen. He just said that she called for a mob. She told women to take to the streets to protest. And now we're getting to the point of they're calling for a January 6th mob to threaten Supreme Court justices. If you got a job that allows you to be somewhere for a lifetime appointment, everything that you buy for healthcare, I'm choosing. I'm your Amazon list now. I make your Amazon list. Like, you don't get to go nowhere without my permission. I own you. If you can have a job for life, you never got to worry about like your paycheck is guaranteed. You slot it in, and you young, you under the age of 6. Yes, Tucker Carlson said calling for a protest is mob action is literally what he just said. Like, I need to know how much sugar is in your juice. We're keeping your blood sugar at a certain level. Like, oh my God. You have no privacy. You get no privacy. You get no privacy. Like, like, you can't have a job you can't have a job like the entirety of the fuck you, no, like, and then you got Hitler incarnate over here. You got fucking
if they don't do what she wants. That seems very dangerous to me.
You know, what it is, Tucker, is abortion is religion for the far left.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Now we're just throwing out sentences. Now we're just free to just throw out whatever fucking sentences we want. Now I'm getting more agitated. What does that mean?
And they are willing to do anything to defend that religion and to force it on everybody else. And that.
Are you fucking kidding? I spent 8 hours. I was on the stream with Homozygote. I was on the stream with Homozygote. And this motherfucker just said they want to push their right to bodily autonomy on everyone. I said, this shit a clown show. This shit a clown show. This shit a kept wait. This shit a whole clown show.
That's why they're willing to burn down the court as an institution. You know, they're only for the institution if it does exactly what they say it should do. And let's be clear.
What the fuck is happening? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Am I like in the Twilight Zone? I'm so utterly confused right now. Did this motherfucker not just say that shit? Did not Dems have been preparing for this moment for months? Now, obviously, I know that this video is 8 days late, so like in the same realm, I could make better arguments that, let's say, they didn't see coming. But let's be honest here. Have conservatives ever not seen it coming? Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Clear what Roe really says.
Okay,
What
that's
Roe really
cool. I
says
can
is that the
pause and
people
play
are too
videos
stupid
with just
to
my
make these
ears.
decisions for themselves.
Well, exactly.
The people can't be trusted to actually vote and deliberate and make tough moral choices. It says, oh, no. 9 justices wearing robes, they should be the ones making all the decisions. That's not what the Constitution says, though, Tucker, and that's why we need to get back to trusting the people and actually enforcing the Constitution.
Well, exactly.
What the fuck? They wanted the Supreme Court justice to overturn the...
I mean, I have really strong feelings on this subject. I would be absolutely happy. In fact, I hope that we can put this up for a vote in the United States Congress, in the House and the Senate, and we can determine what the people want to do about abortion. Why is that a scary option?
Because that's not what's being
It's
presented.
not scary, it's democracy. And this is about whether or not democracy is going to have its day. You know, supposedly Joe Biden believes in democracy, and yet today you heard him, and he was saying that this is too important to be trusted to the whims of the people. Oh, you mean actually the voters, the people who elected you, the sovereigns of this nation? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. So what the court should do, and what this opinion does do, is that it puts democracy back in the driver's seat, and I hope the court will stick with it. They can't turn back now, Tucker, in the face of this pressure.
That's not true at
Everyone I've talked to today is afraid that there's
all.
going to be violence from the left. Is there a certain point where the country, normal people, even Democrats, say, you know, you're not allowed to intimidate the public into doing your will? We have a system, democratic norms. Remember the phrase? And stop this. You can't intimidate us anymore. Is someone going to say that at some point?
I hope so, because we are at that point. I mean, the idea that you could go out there and threaten these justices, which Chuck Schumer has done by name, threaten them by name over abortion, and now you see all of these other congressmen and senators doing the same thing. They're just trying to hijack the institution to get their religion forced on everybody else. I mean, it is time.
Oh my fucking God. Thank you for the host. Thank you for the raid. Fascism is white. That hella correct. Holy shit, bro. Oh my God, this is depressing. This is so... And you know why it's depressing? It's because, like, they both can't fucking fight. Like, they both can't fight. I know they can't fight. Like, you would never, ever get to say any of this shit. Like, that's the fucking
American
thing.
people to actually have a say. What a
Exactly.
concept. The American people have a say in their own government, in their own laws. That's what we're talking about here.
But that's the whole fucking point. That's the whole point about why they shouldn't make this rule.
And that's what this fight is about.
Yeah, it's people with federally funded bodyguards threatening others. It's just... It's unbelievable. Senator Josh Hawley, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you very much.
I want to die. I want to die. We're going to keep going. We're just going to keep fucking going. We're going to keep going till the wheels fucking fall off.
This just happened overnight. Comedian Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage by an audience member. Reportedly, the guy was armed with a knife that looked like a gun. Chappelle is okay, thankfully, but the unhinged physical assault highlights the threats comedians are facing. And anybody who's into free speech, like every American. Our next guest began his career as a stand-up comedian, still goes on stage, just off an eight straight days on stage. And, of course, you're seeing this like we're seeing this, Dave. Do you think anyone could ever go on stage now and not?
Yo, I haven't been seeing you stream for like a hot ass minute. Like that. Yo, I dead thought you stopped for a second. I was really into the fucking tournaments, and then you were just like, nah, canceled.
Think about Will Smith and now Dave Chappelle?
I think, unfortunately, it has to be in the back of your mind somewhere. I mean, yeah, I just finished up 8 nights in 8 cities. It sold out comedy clubs all over the East Coast, about to head out to the West Coast. And it just has to sit there that there is a group of people in America who for years now have been telling us that they think that words are violence. So if you say something mean, that somehow is a violent act. But actual violence, say like burning down a Target or a Pep Boys,
it's like it just goes in a circle. Just say you don't like black people and move the fuck on. Like, why are you playing with me? Stop fucking playing with me. You just tell me you don't like black people. I can see how you rap. Like, I can get to the underlying fucking concept. Like,
is not violence. I mean, look, when you go to comedy clubs, you might hear something that upsets you. You might hear something that offends you. That is the point of going.
That's right. We're doing this during the YouTube video right now.
Shut up! 50 years ago, you had your own tied down with a fucking fork up your ass. You can talk your brain now, motherfucker. Roll his ass out. He's a nigger. He's a nigger. He's a nigger.
Oh my God.
A nigger. Look, there's a nigger. Ooh. Ooh. All right, you see? It shocks you to see what's buried beneath your stupid motherfuckers. What was it called for? It's not called for you to interrupt my ass, you cheat motherfucker! You guys have been talking and talking and talking.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and like pretend that Michael Richards hasn't grown from that fucking incident. Like, he's the only celebrity I say that's ever went on a tirade like that and actually recused himself from existence, came back and was like, this still haunts me 20 years, like 10 years later, 15 years later. Like, I could give Michael Richards, like, and he has like, not only reached out to black communities, but he's done like the philanthropy thing. He doesn't get on stage and reference it. He doesn't even do fucking comedy anymore. Like, I can give him that respect. But like, that's what I mean when people say this shit. It's like, you're saying this from a position where you can distance yourself so far from what you might hear. It's like, all right, let me go on stage and start making fun of gay people. Let me start like making fun of you and the fact that you are gay. Like, let me start picking on you and your white identity and how you hide within this core, like reflex of like.
Going to a comedy club, a good comedian is going to get close to that line and maybe trip over it every now and again, but you cannot violently assault anyone. Just like if you were at a restaurant and the guy at the table next to you said an off-color joke or something that you didn't like, you can't just punch them. But we are in a very, very...
Say the N-word. Say the N-word then.
...weird part of this American story right now where people believe that their offense is an excuse to either attack other people or dox other people or somehow try to ruin other people's lives. And this is a really bad precedent.
An off-color joke.
Good to see that Chappelle's okay, and they joked about it afterwards with Chris Rock. But this is bad news.
It really is. And Jamie Foxx, in case you don't know, came out and helped.
Yo, exactly. Exactly, yo.
And then the security was able to get there. And this guy looks like he's beat up pretty good, being brought to an ambulance. And let's just hope he gets the book thrown at him. The other major story that's rocking the country is the brief that was let out, the outline that was exposed and written in February by Justice Alito, will probably be announced in June, late June, but it looks as Roe v. Wade could be
Give me that
overturned.
church.
So Joe Biden, obviously, like the rest of the country, like the rest of the Democrats, seems to be offended by that. They seem to be a jumping off point to mobilize their base. Will it be effective?
Well, we'll see. I mean, their base is rabid. It's a little hard to tell what the Democratic Party is anymore. You know, is it somewhat of some kind of old school Democrat thing that Joe Biden fits into a little bit more? Or is it just the completely out of control, progressive, woke base? I sense that.
I will say this. Hey, you know what? I'm not even going to watch this third one because I know it's going to fucking talk about, like, the fact that it was leaked. I'm going to end this YouTube video on this. If these motherfuckers had the nerve to project any harder, it would be astral at this point. Like, we have a problem. So it looks like we can't just end this beautiful YouTube video here. We've got to keep this theme going for a little bit. So it looks like I have to do yet again another dissertation, so that's 4 now, totaling 8 hours apiece on the fascism that exists within Fox News. Yay, I can't wait for that one. But you know what you could do while you wait for that one? Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified. I drop something daily. Maybe I'll chop this shit up and make it into a couple videos so you got something to watch for the couple days. Like, what's up? What's up, what you doing? Twitch.tv/the_paradigm_shift. Come to the stream so you can stop watching. I mean, no, keep watching on YouTube. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. But yeah, like, what's up? We here. This is Twitch, dummy, not YouTube. Oh, my man don't know.